Hi foodies, welcome back. Today we're making some delicious Jamaican style cow foot stew. Now a lot of people talk about oxtail, but they forget to mention cow foot. It's so delicious. It's like a delicacy in some cuisines, and it's considered an aphrodisiac. It's just so nice and gummy and soft and delicious. It's so good, guys. I can't wait to show you how I make this. All right, stick around. Let's see how it goes. So guys, you want to make sure your cow foot is perfectly clean, okay? Get it from a good source. This one is burnt, so the hair is burnt off and everything. You can soak it in vinegar and cool water for hours. Some people actually scald it, but you can also just soak it in lime juice or vinegar for hours and then keep rinsing it off. Scrape off any excess burn and you are good to go. Okay, just make sure you clean it nicely, and then we are going to season this. Now, even though there's not a lot of beef, firm beefy meat on this, I still like to get the flavor into the bones and into the tendons and into the skin, because you want it to be seasoned really well. Let this marinate, and that will give you a really good flavor. Now when you're ready to cook it, I just have my Dutch pot here. I put some oil in, and then we are going to be burning some sugar. Now when Jamaicans say burn the sugar, we don't mean literally burn it, okay? Just get a nice brown color when the sugar starts to caramelize and give off just a slight foam to it. Then you can add the meat. This just helps with color, it adds a little sweetness, and it adds flavor, because I'm using the demerara sugar, that rich deep sugar. So add that in, and I just like to stir it around so that all of the meat is coated with that nice caramelized sugar. I think I should have used my bigger pot, but it's okay. I can work with it. Just move things around, get everything coated. I kind of treat it like oxtail. Some people actually just boil it and then do the other steps in the pot, but I like to treat it just like oxtail, where you get it nicely browned and everything, and then you get it tenderized in the pressure cooker. Some people actually cook it for hours, but you can use a pressure cooker to speed things up a bit. You see, we're treating the cow foot nicely, just like we would oxtail, all right? These are the vegetables and seasonings that are gonna go in. Now at this point, some people would add this to the pot, put the water in and let it cook for hours. We're gonna do it differently today. I'm using the pressure cooker setting of my Instant Pot. So the meat is gonna go in. I'm gonna add water to the maximum line, and then I'm gonna cover, set it to pressure cooker. I did add some onion and garlic. It helps with flavor, you know, even though it's gonna be pressure cooking. This just melts into the meat and into the liquid while it's cooking. All right, so you're gonna set it to pressure cooker, and believe me guys, it takes a while. This is cow foot we're talking about, okay? It does take a while. So leave that to pressure, and then that same pot we browned the cow foot in, we're just gonna saute these a little bit. So just add them and then stir those around a little bit, because when you cook onions and garlic and pepper in any kind of fat, like oil in this instance, it just gives a really nice flavor versus just adding them to water. So we'll just stir these around a little bit, and then we are gonna get our pressure cooked cow foot and add it to the pot. Okay guys, so after a while I checked and this was tender enough. It wasn't falling apart completely, but it was definitely cooked, definitely tender. So I poured this into the pot. So just pour it in, and if you feel like there's too much oil, you can always, you know, skim some off. If not, just go ahead, add some more fresh thyme, and what we're gonna do is simmer this down. All right. The pressure cooker that you have at home or the Instant Pot, they're good for tenderizing the meat, but I like to simmer this down to make the gravy in my Dutch pot, because I can open it as often as I want to check on it. This is perfectly cooked. We just want to simmer this to make that gravy get nice and rich. Okay. Alright guys, so I'm gonna be adding some butter beans to this. So we love to add butter beans to our stews, especially the beef stews in Jamaica, because what happens is it adds more nutritive value, so you can stretch it and share it with more people. But not just that, the beans actually adds some thickness to the gravy, so you don't need to add cornstarch or flour. All right, because some of these beans are gonna mash out a little bit, and then, you know, the starch from the beans will help to thicken the gravy. So remember, you just want the beans now to absorb the gravy. Look at that. Oh my gosh, look at it, it's falling off the fork. So you just want the beans to absorb some of the gravy, so just cook it for a little bit, and then you can take that off the stove. Right now you're good. Look at the gravy. That gravy is so nice and gummy, guys. And there's some chewy bits and some tender bits. It's so delicious. I want you to try it and let me know if you love it just like oxtail. All right, it is even more affordable. Okay, and the stew is really filling and comforting. I like to serve it with some rice and peas and some vegetables. This is what I did, and I will leave the info in the description about how I make my rice and peas and my coleslaw. So please give this a try, guys, and let me know how you like it. It's amazing. See you next time.